Luke wants to become a Jedi Knight. Luke Skywalker takes R2-D2 and flies to Yoda's homeworld. He lands his ship, the X-Wing fighter, like my quad guitar, in the bog. All of a sudden this thing, and then R2-D2 is covered in muck. And now I like watching movies. I can watch a movie 30 times, like Avatar or Spider-Man 1 and 2. I can watch them over and over and over. And I have a big Macintosh screen. I'll sit like a foot away. I'll put closed caption on so that I want to know what the dude in the background is saying. And on closed caption, they'll put it. Like it's amazing. Like if you hear a song in the background, on closed caption, it'll have the lyrics. It's like it's bad. Plus, I don't hear as good as I used to hear. Anyway, enough of that. But what I really do is I like to see the details of movies. And so, all of a sudden, I'm watching The Empire Strikes Back! And here's R2-D2. He doesn't say anything in closed caption. What does he say? Luke knows. Princess Leia knows. Even Darth knows. I don't know. I've been watching that movie for 20-something years. 30 years. I don't know what R2's saying. No one knows. But I figure he's saying this. It's like, this planet sucks. Let's get off this rock. And so, here's what happens. Luke now has to save his friends. Okay, the trap has been set. And so, he has to leave, but he's not full-eye Jedi. He's not a full-on Jedi Knight. I'm thinking of Yoda, Jedi you are not. But what happens is, he's not ready. Your training is not complete. Or complete, your training is not. And so, anyway, Yoda says he's not ready to be a Jedi. Bottom line. But Luke's got to leave anyway. But a ship. And R2's like, yeah, let's get off this place. This sucks. He's covered in muck. I don't even know if it's a he. R2 could be, who knows what it is. But anyway, R2 is covered in muck. And it's like, get the heck out of here. And all of a sudden, Luke says, we have to leave. And then the ship starts to sink. And like, everybody was watching going, well, this sucks. How are you going to get off the planet now? And then Luke thinks to himself, I can use the Force to raise the ship. So all of a sudden, he puts his hand out and he's shaking, he's kind of trembling. And all of a sudden, he's like using the Force, and you hear, you hear the Luke theme music, And all of a sudden, the ship starts to bubble in the water, and it starts to rise, and boom. And he's like, and then Yoda's like, oh. And R2's like, ooh. And so, all of a sudden, then Yoda says, in another movie, I could have been a Hobbit, but in this movie, I'm Yoda. So all of a sudden, Yoda takes those 3 fingers, and he takes that big, it's like, and he starts to raise the ship. All of a sudden, the ship starts to bubble. All of a sudden, it rises out of the water straight. Then it slowly glides parallel to the ground and makes a perfect soft landing. And Yoda gives that little grunty thing. And then here's what I think about trying. Luke looks at Yoda and says, Master, I tried. Yoda says, that is why you failed. See, so here's what I think about this. I might have tried to play a double guitar. I might have tried to invent an over and under. But if I didn't succeed, I only tried. But here's what I learned in life. I've readjusted the just do it. Because doing something, I could bungee jump off the Oakland Bay Bridge. And the cord might be a little too long. That hurts. I ain't gonna do it again. Or I could jump off a skyscraper and the cord's too long. Street pizza. That's it. It's over. I can't do it again. I tried it. I ain't gonna try it again. And so, but what I realized was this. If you bungee jump and go straight back up to the top, you finish the jump. And so I said, finish it. I know people who have gone to college for 3 years and have dropped out. And then, I wonder why, in the scheme of things, they haven't gone on to really do really great things. And not that everybody even aspires to do, change the world or be a Bill Gates or be a Steve Jobs. It doesn't mean, or be an outlier. It doesn't mean that. It means you. What do you want to do? If you want to be a cook, you want to be a guitar player, if you want to be a teacher, whatever you want to do, if you quit before the job's done, you didn't do it. You tried, you did it, but you didn't finish the job. When people ask me, well, what can I do to make it a music? I said, first of all, if you write a song, finish it. If you record music, release it. If you make a video, post it on YouTube. If you're in a rehearsal studio like a music complex, play a show. What am I doing now? I'm playing shows with guitars I've never used in my entire life. This guitar's action feels so radically different from what I'm normally used to. It's like I'm not even almost playing one of my signature guitars. That's the way it is, but I'm playing it and I'm finishing the job. When I went to school, I have a degree in music, a BA in music theory and composition. Does it make me smarter than you? No, not at all. All it says is that I finished. And I found that when I was a kid, I didn't even know about this. I practiced guitar, I played shows. I practiced guitar, I played in front of my school. I wrote songs, I finished them. I got signed to a major label. Then I get signed to another major label. Then I found out I was a good public speaker. I started to do clinics. Then I invent guitars. Then I invent this. Next thing I know, I'm touring. Next thing I know, I'm in commercials. Next thing I know, I've got movies. I've done a lot of stuff in music, and it just keeps going and going. It doesn't make me cooler or better, but I found this. It's a never-ending process. I keep, whatever I'm recording, a CD now called Intermezzo. I refer to it as CDs. It's an album now, or record, because who knows if it's even, how many CDs we're going to produce anymore. It's going to be digital. But I can tell you this, sure as I said it today, it's coming out. I don't know when, it depends on my tour schedule. Shows get added all the time, but it will be out by the first quarter of 2012, I can guarantee you that. I'm pretty far along the way, and I worked really hard on it. So, but it's coming out, I'm finishing it, that's it. There's no other way around it. I've never had a backup plan, I've only had plan A. And I'm not saying this is for you, but it's something that I looked at, even with my guitars. I love history, I like fast cars. Dean makes the best graphics on planet Earth. Just a graphic like this. We took medieval Knights of the Round Table armor. There's chainmail, the bulletproof vest of the Middle Ages mixed with NASCAR flames. In my house, I have all these different types of suits of armor. When I was in Hawaii, I got this thing, this island. It's a marlin thing. It's got shark's teeth on it. You come in there, I don't even have to use a gun. I can just take this, it's like a lance. So nobody's getting in my house. And so, but I have this thing and I've got it right in the front. I've got this suit of armor. I've got all this military stuff. I like it, but it's not guns, I'm not talking about that. I like armor it could be a samurai warrior, it could be a conquistador, it could be a Spartan. Why? Because we are Spartans! 300 is one of my favorite movies ever. But what I can tell you is this, I like armor. That's why this guitar is like this. My signature overdrive pedal, I have the U.S. Army Air Corps signature from World War II when we didn't have an Air Force. My guitar that's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is a Dean guitar, has the Army Air Corps insignia. I just like military stuff. And so anyway, enough of that. But I cannot say enough about doing something. When I think about this, I wanted a Dean guitar so bad when I used to teach guitar in the Chicago area. I just looked at this one on the wall. It was a Dean Z. It was shaped like an Explorer, but had this beautiful blue burst finish with DiMarzio pickups. It was cost a lot of money. I mean, guitars really, the quality's gone way up and the price has gone way down. Well, back then, you couldn't even touch a Dean guitar, and we're talking the early 80s. For about $1,500, $1,700. Think about that in those terms today. I mean, that's what was hanging up there. I saved up my money, I got it. I wanted that guitar so bad. I just loved it, and I've never looked back. Now, I'm going to play one more song for you from an artist that I've not only gotten to play with, but now I know his son. Wolf is a really cool kid, Most unassuming celebrity, person that I mean, he grew up in rock and roll royalty. I mean, his mother's Valerie Bertinelli, his father's Edward Van Halen. And I played a Jason Becker tribute with Eddie Van Halen in the 1990s. I got to talk with him one-on-one for a long time. And it's really cool because I know almost all the big guitar players. And I've had people like John Petrucci tell me that he studied my videos. See this little pick here? It's my signature Jazz 3 from Dunlap. I'm one of the guys that used Jazz 3s from the very early days. I was one of the only rock guitarists that used the Jazz pick. When I said this on my first instructional video, it opened up the floodgates. People like John Petrucci, people like Eric Johnson, the list goes on and on, started using these picks. And because they're amazing for lead guitar. And there were other things, for example, Michael Romeo from Symphony X told me he studied my instructional videos. Dimebag, when I first met Dime, he told me, he said, Michelangelo, I studied your instructional video. And when I talked to Van Halen, to Edward Van Halen, we were talking about a lot of things. Actually, he was doing most of the talking. And he was talking about David Lee Roth, about Sammy Hagar. And it was really, we're just sitting one-on-one for over half an hour. And he told me he thought my guitar playing was great. And it was just really cool to talk to this level of player and actually get to know him. And his son plays bass, plays guitar, plays drums. I mean, you know, like my dad used to say, the acorn doesn't fall far from the tree. And it definitely didn't in his case.